Our main event tonight, right here in Sheffield, sees Kid Galahad following the footsteps of previous Sheffield World Champions Naseem Hamed, Kell Brook and Clinton Woods by defending his title in front of his hometown fans right here at the Utilita Arena.
Well, between them, nearly 30 years experience in the professional ring. Kid Galahad here making the first defence of his hard-won IBF featherweight title. And looking, he says, to move on to much greater achievements. But first off, the defence of the title against 35-year-old Kiko Martinez from Spain. In his corner there, we saw the former world middleweight champion Sergio Martínez, who describes Kiko Martinez as the greatest Spanish boxer in history.
When you look at this stylistically, will it be the bull versus the matador? Martinez has to try and get close to Kid Galahad, but that's going to be very difficult. When you look at Barry's last performance against Jazza Dickens, it really was impressive. He dictated the pace, worked so well behind the jab, switch, the subtle change of stance, the angles that he produces. So he's going to have to do that. Plenty of time this evening against an aging fighter, yes, but still a dangerous fighter in Kiko Martinez.
Tony Bellew was saying in the build-up how, for all his experience, Martinez will not have faced anybody as awkward as Kid Galahad, and Galahad gets home with solid shots in the first half of the opening round of the contest. And now a real chance here for Galahad to impress in the way that he promised he would, all during fight week and all during the build-up.
There was a big left hand went in there, Mike. Stunned Kiko momentarily. He looks unsteady on his legs. Yeah, it was beautiful stuff. I think that was the left hand. Another uppercut goes in. Oh, there we go. There was the shot. You see the legs scramble of Kiko. It was a beautifully timed shot. Never really loads up with anything, Kid Galahad, but carries power in those fists.
Smart timing sometimes makes up for what he might lack in terms of natural power. Softened him up with the uppercut and then the straight right. Just for a moment stiffened the legs of Martinez. Of his 10 defeats, the Spaniard, 4 of them have come inside the distance. And in turn, 3 of those were in world title fights. So just to suggest them when he does move up to the highest level, and here in the featherweight division in particular, he feels the difference.
See the confidence oozing from Kid Galahad. So relaxed, Kid Galahad, always thinking. Good right uppercut, followed by a right hand over the top from Kid Galahad. Good work.
Almost identical to what he did with the left hand in the previous round. The uppercut followed by the straight shot. So I think what Dominic Ingle was pointing to in the corner, no need to rush. This could be a systematic breakdown, round after round after round, as Kid Galahad lands all of the cleanest and most clinical punches over the course of the first couple of rounds and starts smartly again in the third round, judging the distance well on the back foot, but holding his range as well and switching effortlessly, as again I said, to the front foot as well.
Bit more urgency from Kiko at the start of this third round. Really come out on the front foot, trying to force himself onto Kid Galahad, but walking onto counters.
Put him in a brilliant straight left from that southpaw stance, and look, immediately switches to orthodox once again to present a whole new range of problems for Martinez.
Shots raining in from all angles from Kid Galahad. That was a beautiful right hand, and then switches, like you say, to southpaw. So smart with his boxing, picking the shots really, really well. Good short right hand to the body from Martinez. But it's a good performance so far from Galahad. Moving his head well, Kiko Martinez, avoiding some of these jabs, ploughing forward, takes a left to the body.
Some really impressive shots going to the body from Martinez over the course of the first 3.5 rounds or so.
The variation's been really good, hasn't it, Mike? Really mixes it up well.
Martinez just tried to time that looping overhand right Martínez all the time having to really work for those openings, and as you say, Darren, mental fatigue can induce physical fatigue, and that's what happens to so many of Galahad's opponents. And now he starts an attack again as Martínez is backed up onto the ropes, but the Spaniard gamely drives himself off the ropes and comes back into the fray, swings for that left hook, lands the right hand, the second shot in that particular combination.
Yeah, good work there with a 1-2 uppercut. He does that so well from both stances. Just proving the variation that I was talking about. Throws him so well. When you see the little change there, he just shifts over to his right just to avoid and change the angles and find more angle openings on the target. Kiko Martinez, very intelligent boxing.
As we head into round number 5. And once again, Martínez, as he did at the beginning of the previous round, gets on the front foot right at the start of the round, and it's for Galahad to once again take control, to up the tempo, to fight at his pace, to fight at his distance.
There's one criticism, if he was to have, of Galahad, when he does go back in straight lines, the chin does come up and he does hold his feet, and in that example, he ended up in the blue corner, chin was up, and Kiko Martinez landed an overhand right, so he's got to be careful, just got to tuck that chin down, don't go back in straight lines, move side to side, keep Kiko Martinez thinking, keep peppering him with the jab out, the orthodox and southpaw stance. That's better movement, slipping over to the right.
Oh, and a big overhand right from Kiko Martinez. And suddenly the man who said at 35 he was still capable of winning a world title has produced a dramatic comeback here. All 4 previous rounds had gone the way of Kid Galahad, but he'd taken his foot off the gas, and now suddenly the bell rings at the end of a dramatic round. And let's listen in to what Dominic Ingle would have to say.
Listen to me. Give me some water. Barry, take your time. This round he's got to be off the jab. Right? Come here.
What a shot that was. And that's what I said with some of the Ingle fighters, when they're on the back foot, they lean back. He's left his left hand there and the chin was up in the air, and he's just been caught with an absolute peach of a right hand. That's the shot that Kiko's been looking for. He's not found the range yet, but right at the end of that round, that was a beautiful shot.
Everything had gone the way of Kid Galahad across the first 4 rounds until a highlight reel right hand and another one. And this time it is all over. 2 pinpoint right hands, one at the end of a round, one at the beginning of a round. And the reign, the short reign of Kid Galahad as the world featherweight champion is over. And all of those critics who said this man wasn't worthy of a title shot will now have to just take into account what a performance he has produced. He was behind on points, but he refused to give up. He turned the contest his way at the end of the previous round and then picked up again with an almost identical shot. And Kid Galahad straight onto his back. The referee, Steve Gray, didn't even bother to take up the count. And what a dramatic finish to a fight that Kid Galahad was an overwhelming odds-on favourite to win.
Ladies and gentlemen, referee Steve Gray calls a halt to this contest. The official time of the stoppage, 6 seconds of round number 6. Your winner by TKO and the new IBF featherweight champion of the world, Kiko La Sensación